Okay, hey guys. So in this, I really just want to show you some quick image adjustments that you can make in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, you can do so many things. Um, Currently, I have a dog that is placed on top of the Austin FC Stadium. And what I'm going to do is select my layer 0 here and show you some of the adjustments that you can make to change up this photo. So if this photo was underexposed or overexposed, we could easily make a change. And we would go to Image and Adjustments, and under here you can see all these different changes that you can potentially make to your photo. If we were to click on brightness and contrast, for example, I'm going to pull this up over here. You can see the dog. He's kind of going to be used as our to help kind of compare and contrast, because this dog is a properly exposed photo. And so is the background, but we're going to change it up so you can kind of get an idea on what a good photo looks like versus, with the changes that I make to this. So if I were to really brighten up the stadium, right, and I did something like that, well, now it's a bit way too overexposed, right? Or you could bring it really far down and make it look like it has a sunset to it, okay? Contrast will also play with this as well. Contrast will kind of work with some of the shadow points of your photo. All right, if you go to Image Adjustments and click on either Levels or Curves, so let's do Levels. Levels, you're going to be able to play with the input levels of the photo. So if I click this middle button right here, you can see some of the different changes that are made with the photo. And if I were to click the outer levels too, they kind of help correct, and they do move the middle one as well. All right, if you go to Image Adjustments and click on Curves, you're going to be shown a graph on here. And the cool thing about the graph is you can actually make selective points on the graph. So I'm going to put 3 points on my graph, and notice what happens when I move the middle one, okay, versus the top one, versus the bottom level curve. So all of these can do different things. So you could do something like that. You could do something kind of wacky and crazy and really just play with the photo. And this is kind of inverting the photo entirely. So you can really play around with curves in here. If we go to Image Adjustments and click on something like Vibrancy, that would obviously change how vibrant the photo looks. Hue and Saturation can play a lot with the saturation. Color Balance, black and white, if you want to make this photo black and white. And then working with the different colors. So for example, the field is really green, right? So if we were to move this down or move this really far up, we can change the level of whatever the color is in this photo. So if this photo has a green field and we change the green, it's going to just change this one area. The sky is honestly a bunch of different colors in this photo. So you can really change up, like this portion of it is red. We can make it go way down, kind of make it look like a dark sky. It looks more like a flock of bats up there, honestly. Now we're making the sky really dark and black. I mean, you can really play around with this photo. All right, next let's go to Image Adjustments and do some different things. Potentially invert the photo. So now it's taking all of the colors and inverting them. So that makes for a pretty cool looking photo. Let me do Command Z so we can step backwards here. And let's try Posturize. Okay. And you can really play around with Posturize. That kind of just adds in some different kind of filters into here. And if we go up a couple levels, all right, that's what that would do. If we go down levels, it's basically going to kind of create just certain colors in here and pick up on certain colors, which is kind of cool. Hit cancel on that. All right, so Image Adjustments, and let's go to the gradient map. That's always something fun to play with. You can play with a bunch of different colors in here, potentially like pastels, right? Play with that slightly. I mean, you could really have fun with some of the different things that are in here. Maybe something like that. No, maybe something like that, right? Kind of get out of this. Kind of reversing that. That looks kind of cool. So anyways, that would be the gradient map. Image adjustments, selective color, you can pick like a certain color in here and mess with that. Shadows and highlights, desaturate this completely. You know, that's kind of making it go back to black and white. And then let's see here. Yeah, you could just play with a bunch of different kind of things. I'm not really sure what threshold does. That does an interesting thing to the photo, and I think you could play around with that as well. So anyways, image adjustments has a bunch of different things, and it's up to you on how crazy you want to be with your photo.